They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.
Welcome back to She Could Talk the podcast. I am your host, Gangalee. Hey, and that's Gangalee on all streaming platforms because I am a musician first, okay? Or you could just keep it simple. Go over to www.doerecords.com. All right, y'all. This channel right here, She Could Talk the podcast, we're on YouTube. This is where I react to everything from music, news, sports, crimes, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, we're going to talk about it, okay? All right, y'all. So this right here, I wanted to react to the interaction that President Trump had with President Zelensky, Ukraine's president. I believe it was on Friday they had this interaction at the Oval Office. And I guess they're trying to come to some type of agreement to restore peace in Ukraine, end the war with Russia, and basically rein in our dollars. Like, you know, give us our money back because we're not too good on this side of town, right? So a lot of people might be like, well, you know, that's Trump, typical Trump, cussing people out, getting belligerent. But I did want to react to this one in particular because I thought it was kind of interesting. Not only their interaction, JD Vance is in this video as well, but to give some insight. Because maybe a lot of people that come over here to my page, I'm a musician, so majority of my stuff is music, you know, social media stuff, etc. Whatever they're talking about, I talk about. But to give you some insight on this, if this is not really your cup of tea and you just jumped, you clicked on this video, I wanted to give some insight into why this video might potentially be considered hostile. So in recent months, or weeks, the president and his cabinet, I guess, has been trying to come to some type of agreement with Ukraine. So there's a couple of things that has been frustrating the administration when it comes to getting this resolution done. So, for example, they were saying how is a perceived lack of gratitude from President Zelensky, President Trump, and this is all alleged. I'm just did a little research here, so don't bite me, guys. And I'm open to feedback and I'm open to correction, so that's not a problem here. So it says President Trump felt that Zelensky was not sufficiently appreciative of the substantial military and financial aid that the U.S. provided to the Ukraine. Very interesting. During the meeting, Trump accused Zelensky of not properly thanking the U.S. for his support. Now, maybe he did, but I know JD Vance was very vocal, and we'll see that in the video. Another thing is they said it was resistance to peace negotiations. So they said the Trump administration has been advocating for Ukraine to engage in peace talks with Russia. However, President Zelensky expressed concerns about Russia's trustworthiness and has been hesitant to enter into these peace negotiations without a solid security guarantee. Now, sidebar, this is just my opinion. I have no dog in this race other than I am an American citizen, right? But sidebar, how much security guarantee do you need, dude? You got like billions from us, but I digress. Anyway, so public disagreements. The meeting saw public disputes, notably when Vice President J.D. Vance criticized Ukraine's approach to the war, suggesting a need for diplomacy. And depending on where you fall in your opinions, that ruffled a lot of feathers when they were saying that JD Vance was, requesting diplomacy, but then it got a little bit hostile. Another thing that they said that they were concerned with was protocol breaches. There were reports that President Zelensky's attire during the formal meetings did not align with the White House expectations, which President Trump perceived as a lack of respect. Additionally, Zelensky's public disagreements with the U.S. officials were also reviewed as unfavorable by the Trump administration. So they're basically saying like, dude, you couldn't put on a suit and tie to come over here and meet with us. Every time you come, you're getting billions and millions from us, and we're asking you for some type of peace, and we're not getting none. That's just me paraphrasing, okay? So don't come bite me, guys. But let's get into this video because this is kind of like a nice portion of the video that I wanted to react to, and then, you know, open the conversation for discussions and tell me what you all think. Is Trump wrong? Is Zelensky wrong? Do our money count? Do we not need money? Are we good where we're at? So let's get into it.
Of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about. What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr.
are not
President,
strong-
with
Disrespectful
respect, I think
feathers.
it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this
Have
conflict.
you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Look at his body
I've
language.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda.
Look at his body
tour, Mr.
language.
President. Do
He
you disagree
legit
that
does
you've had
not care,
problems
in my
bringing people
opinion,
into your military?
allegedly.
And do you think that it's
I will
respectful
answer.
to come to the Oval Office
I
of the
will
United
answer.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
That was a
God bless-
threat.
God bless.
You
God
don't know that.
bless. You will not
You
have
gotta-
war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
Facts.
We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering-
position
You
to
did.
dictate
You
that.
did, sir.
Remember,
I'm not
you're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position.
He
You've
is
allowed yourself
threatening.
to be in a
From
very
the
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have the
saying-
cards right now. With
Okay.
us, you start
I'm
having
not playing
cards. But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What
III.
you're
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What you're
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Okay.
It's
With
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they should
respect.
have.
Have you said thank you once?
And I just
Hello,
got to
Irene?
pause.
No,
I got to
in
pause because, and this is just me reacting to the video I see here. Did you notice the switch in body language and tone when he was addressing Vice President Vance versus President Trump? Did you notice that switch in tone? And that was a threat. He said, you think because you have your beautiful ocean and you're over here, but you will feel it. And then when, you know, Trump jumped in, he's like, we're not feeling that. You know, we're going to feel great. And then he kind of backtracked a little bit. Is this how he was talking with Biden when they was in there, you know, writing those checks out for him? All right, let's get
entire
back to
media, you
it.
said thank you.
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your
Facts.
country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I-
done a lot
Yeah,
of
like,
talking.
why is he
Your
going at
country is in
Vance
big
like
trouble.
that?
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I-
You have a damn good chance of
we
coming
are
out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are
Okay.
staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We
for
gave you
your
military
president.
equipment.
You
and
voted
you
for
men
your
are brave, but
president.
they have used our
Okay.
military.
What about
If
West
you
Virginia?
didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment,
And all
this
of our
war would have
tax
been over
money.
in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course he has.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business
And then
like
I got to
this, tell
pause
you.
right there. So that lets you know that it's a little bit, I don't know. I don't get too far into this side of it, but I thought this was interesting. But he said, oh, I spoke to Putin. He said the war would be over in 3 days. I know. So what's the holdup? If the dude said the war is going to be over in 3 days and y'all just need to come to an agreement, what's the holdup? More money? Okay, let's get back to it.
Say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong.
Okay.
We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running low
I
on
know.
soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look,
Right.
if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our
Right.
people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
Doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was with
wasn't
a
you.
guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
Okay.
That was
This is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards, but without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr.
Look at his body language, though. Like, let's look at the body language of it all. You know what I'm saying? Look how he's sitting there. And then look at everyone. If the press around you is dressed with professional attire, and I get it, like different countries have different cultures, they have different things. But if an American president goes over to a certain country, they have to respect their culture. In some instances, they have to even respect the garb that they wear or the garments that they wear to accommodate and show respect for the other country's culture. Now, I'm not saying that we may necessarily have like a culture, but I would assume that coming to important sit down as two world leaders, that maybe attire would be important. He looks like he's chilling, like he's about to go to a soccer game. That's what he looks like to me. So I can see where that comes off a little off-putting. But then his body language, he's like rolling his eyes, he's like, I don't care. And in the way he talks to JD Vance very aggressively, I don't know, like that's very, like, his tone didn't change until Trump started talking. And I'm just so curious, like I would love to have been a fly on the wall to know, how was he talking to Biden? You know,
It's going to be a tough deal to make.
was he
The
threatening
attitudes
them
have
like
to
this?
change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
Okay.
What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam.
Just look at his
Hillary
faces.
Clinton,
I'm trying to do the freeze
Shifty
frames
Adam
with him,
Schiff,
but look
it
at
was
his
a
face,
Democrat scam.
his face expressions.
And he had to go through that.
Zelensky.
And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went
Look at
through it. He
them.
was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do
Frame
with
by
it. It came out of
frame.
Hunter Biden's bathroom.
Body
it came out
language.
of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put
Okay.
up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And
Okay.
I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States.
Look at
Your
his
people are very
face. Look at
brave.
Zelensky's
You're
face.
either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Facts.
We'll see what we can do about putting it together.
So he said, I think we've seen enough. This makes great television. I cussed him out. We good. Now, politics is a very sensitive subject, right? But I feel like we're all Americans. If we're here in America, paying our taxes, upright citizens, doing the right thing for our families and our communities, then we should have an opinion and we should have a concern about this. And, you know, the economy, you guys tell me. I see a lot of people talking about eggs. I buy groceries. You can legit go into any app and look at receipts. Like, say, if you're like myself, like I get a lot of things delivered. So you go online, you can look in like your, I don't know, my Costco receipts from 2 years ago through just my account. Literally the same dollar amount, and it's like a shorter list of groceries, right? So we're all feeling that effect, and it comes down, it's a trickle down effect. It's not something that we're personally doing or we're making the mistake about it. It's coming down from leadership, and it's coming down from the decisions made by leadership. So if we're in an incident, I don't think that anyone should want war. I think we should all want peace, and we should all be trying to negotiate towards it. So for a country that we've aided and gave billions to over the last couple of years. And now we're saying, hey, look, not only do we want the war to end, we're trying to come to a peaceful, amicable resolution that everyone involved can walk away from feeling satisfied and, and we can get our money back. That's what I'm thinking America's trying to do. And why so much hesitance? Why so much hesitance? That's what I would like to know, because I feel like he wants more money. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that. But I did want to react to this, guys, because I was impressed with it. Like, no, they're not saying to him like, oh, they're basically saying people are dying in your country. Why don't you want to end this war? Right? And he's like, I need security and guarantee. And what I've been watching over the last couple of years, that's basically why we've been aiding this country, because he's been coming over saying they need help, they need ammunition, they need, weapons, and we've been providing it. So now if we provided all of this and it's been still unsuccessful for you, maybe it is time to, I don't know, wave the white flag, cease fire, or come to some type of amicable agreement to just leave each other the hell alone, right? All right, but I just wanted to react to that, y'all, and y'all tell me. Like I said, I don't really like to get too much into the politics over there, but I did want to react to this interaction because I feel like the body language was telling between all parties involved. The vocal tones was very passionate, and some people could say, oh, that's Trump, he's just a jerk, he's just an asshole. But no, I will say that just in my observations, study of sociology, I've come to the conclusion that I feel like this is an improved Trump. All right, we have yet to see, but as far as like him controlling his temper, him controlling saying, outlandish things, I don't really say that I think that he's making sense, I think he's making sense, and I think that this is something that needs to end. War, like, who the heck wants to keep war going, right? But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna leave it at that. We're going to get back to lighter notes on the next episodes here, but you know how I do. It's your girl Gongali, and you know my motto, and you know the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. It don't hurt either way. Alright, and from my lips to your ears, I want you to know I love you, because y'all come over here, y'all like, y'all subscribe, y'all engage, y'all give me y'all feedback, and I welcome it. So thank you all, for continuing to show me that love, because I love you. And I want you to go ahead, look in the mirror, tell yourself you love you, and then go out there and proceed to spread that love. All right? Because in the world we're living in right now, we need a lot of love, right? And we need to be good to each other, kind to each other, and just spread more of that good love out there. Until next time, y'all, it's your girl Gonzo.
They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.